And we're coming to you live for the Built Forward Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti, it's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network. And wherever you're on the free Odyssey app. Good Wednesday morning. The craziest offseason in the history of the NFL when it comes to head coaches. Gets even crazier as Mike Tomlin yesterday afternoon stepping down as Steelers head coach. That means he's not just available for everybody to interview, so that's why his name isn't attached to every team, and you're not seeing teams reach out and schedule interviews, but he is out, and obviously John Harbaugh out, those two going at it for 18 years in that division. Now Zach Taylor is the only one left in that AFC North. The Giants continue their press for John Harbaugh, and if they miss out on him, man, I tell you, this is going to be a tough one for whoever that second choice is to step in there, and every question is going to be, how do you feel that the Giants went all out for John Harbaugh, didn't get him, and then had to turn to you? There's second choices, and then there's you. We'll see if that happens, but I still think the Giants are the favorite. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, G. And, you would think maybe somebody could resign like at 6:30 in the morning, please.
Yeah.
That would help so we could actually react in real time as opposed to hearing everybody already give their reactions.
We did get the LaFleur trying to stay news.
Yes.
It wasn't like an official.
Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully he is going to stay.
Yeah.
Just to be really totally clear, he was not fired. He stepped down. So that means there is time left on his contract, which means that the Pittsburgh Steelers still do own his rights. And within the NFL, if he wants to go back and coach, there has to be compensation, not financial compensation. It's usually some sort of, draft choices or something, kind of like Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. So the way that situation unfolded for Denver. So, again, he was not fired. The Rooneys were not going to fire him. I think he probably got sick and tired and heard the fans, heard the boos, and probably heard the criticism over the last couple of years and is probably exhausted by it. He is a human being, after all.
Yeah, I mean, and when you're standing there and it's another playoff loss and you're hearing these fans that have cheered you for so many years saying, fire Tomlin, and it's 30-6 and things have gotten out of control, and you're thinking, all right, I've got a 42-year-old quarterback and I don't know what the hell is going to happen next year at that position. Yeah, it was time. I mean, sometimes those big decisions make themselves. And for Mike Tomlin, it made itself with that loss to the Houston Texans.
So the amazing thing about what happened in Baltimore and Pittsburgh is the fact that where there was smoke, there was fire. That both of these coaches were being talked about prior to their last game of the season that was going to determine who was going into the playoffs, that the loser was probably going to lose his job. And it turned out that both guys lose their job. And also there were reports that Mike Tomlin was thinking about possibly going into TV. And I'm sure he would be a target for any of the networks that would want to have a personality of his reputation and his background and his resume. They would love to hire a guy like Mike Tomlin. The question is where do you put him? Do you put him in a pregame show, which I think would be a waste, or do you put him on a game? And if you put him on a game, who are you going to pair him with? And, everybody thinks doing games are easy, and I'm sure Mike would do a great job of breaking down the game. And I think as long as he were Mike Tomlin in the booth, if he could just let it go and just be himself, I think it'd be great. But the question is, you got to pair him with the right guy. It's got to be the right network. It's got to be, to me, it's got to be a national stage. It can't be the third pairing. So when you think of the networks, they all have their number one and number two guys. And you're not going to be putting Mike Tomlin, I don't think you're going to be putting him in the number one booth with either Tom Brady, Chris Collinsworth, or Tony Romo.
No, and it seems like it's Fox, and Jay Glazer's got a lot of great relationships in the NFL, but him and Mike Tomlin have been close for a very long time, and that's why I think the Fox thing and that connection is probably going to happen, but that one seems like the least...
They have about 8 guys in a pregame show?
Yeah, I know. I mean, so like, you think about it, so... Matt Ryan just left, but then you got Cowher and Tomlin there, and I don't think Bill's going anywhere. You hear about Tony Romo and the issues that he's having, and you think that would be a nice little thing if Mike Tomlin was a natural and they tested him out and then throw him in there with Jim Nantz, and boom, the NFL's going to love that, by the way. And, it's always trying to get the rights and keeping the NFL happy.
Just everybody's got to calm down. Tony Romo's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. He's got a long-term contract, and as long as CBS Sports has the rights to NFL games, he's the lead analyst. That's what they're paying him for. So I know that everybody has a difference of opinion on different things, and I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm not going to try to defend anybody. I'm just telling you, reality tells me that a contract that long, that expensive, you ain't getting out of it.
How many years are left on that contract?
It was a long contract. I think it was like 10 years. I think it was 10 years, 170 million.
Well, I know it was 17 million a year, but. Yeah, so I don't know the perfect landing spot. I'll give you another one, but it's not Fox, and everybody keeps saying Fox, 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 is get Kirk Herbstreit out of Amazon and get a real NFL guy in there.
All right, so that would be a spot. I'm not saying that Kirk should be replaced or anything. I'm just saying.
He does a great job with college.
Right.
That doesn't
and he
work.
does a lot of college.
Right, and I'm not saying taking him off of that. He does a great job. He's one of the best college analysts there are. Doesn't work on Amazon NFL.
Right, all right, so... But what I'm saying is that's the place where you'd want him. You'd want him somewhere where he is the star of the night. You know what I mean? Like he can't be on a panel with 14 guys and, he has 3 or 4, comments in a pregame show, 2 comments at halftime and 1 comment postgame, and then they go to whatever they're showing next to Masked Singer. I mean, whatever it is. So, Tomlin's got star power, and TV loves star power. And star power has to be the lead person. That's why Tom Brady is there. That's why Tony Romo's there. That's why Chris Collinsworth has lasted so long. Yeah, good luck trying to find those replacements. But finding the right spot for Mike Tomlin, if he wants to do this, that's the thing. I mean, I think you'd have to put him there. Burying him on one of these pregame shows is a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, especially on Fox where they don't say goodbye to anybody. I know Jimmy Johnson finally said, all right, enough is enough. I want to go down to Florida, and I don't want to do this any longer. But Howie Long and Terry Bradshaw, now Strahan is in there. I mean, Gronk
That's what I'm saying.
is in there. I mean, what are you going to do? You going to put him on that desk too? And by the way,
you got Jay Glazer in there. I mean,
right. But that's why I think the Glazer-Tomlin relationship. And I also think you're right. It's a waste, not just because of the amount of people that are there on that booth, but I want to hear him breaking down games. I want to, especially right off the field, I want to hear the things that he is seeing from his point of view. That's the stuff, like a halftime adjustment or a preview in a game or something like that. I mean,
again, I would have to hear him do a game. I'd have to hear it. In other words, I'd have to test him, and testing him would be pairing him with the right partner too. That's the other thing. You got to pair him with the right partner. He knows what's going on. He's got to figure out the timing and the nuances of television. It's not easy. It takes a while. We saw how Tom Brady struggled his first year and then came back, and now all of a sudden seems like he has fit right in perfectly in Kevin Burkhardt, and he have formed a relationship and a friendship on the air that's a very comfortable listen, and Tom Brady does a lot of stuff within the body of the game talking about different nuances of the game, which is great, which is fantastic, which is what you want. I think Tomlin would go through some growing pains as well. Now, the other thing, too, if you are a network that is hiring him, I mean, you got to make sure he's not going to basically leave you. I mean, I don't think CBS ever expected Matt Ryan to go back and become the president of football operations of the Atlanta Falcons. That was not the intention of CBS. And then Arthur Blank, out of the blue, decides to clean house, and he turns to an old trusted friend that brought his team to the Super Bowl and was the most accomplished player in franchise history. So those things happen for sure. You know that Mike Tomlin's going to be asked to coach again. Now, if he does like a Bill Cowher, where Bill, was probably offered 3 or 4 or 5 different jobs and turned every single one of them down because he liked his lifestyle and he loved working at CBS, that also could happen too. But I think this guy's young enough and could command so much money and go out there and get any job that he wants when it becomes available. I don't know if long-term TV is in the cards for him.
So why doesn't he just do exactly what Sean Payton did? Why does that same type of trajectory work for Mike Tomlin?
He may want to take a year off, go travel, just watch some football, meet some players, travel around. I mean, we at CBS, we used Sean Payton on one of the Super Bowls that we had. I forget which one it was. Maybe it was it Super Bowl 50? I don't know which one it was. But we had him in as a guest, and he was great. But he didn't want to do TV long term. He wanted to get back into coaching.
Tony Romo, 10 years, $180 million, starting in 2020.
And I think the contract basically says if the NFL reopens the TV contracts and CBS is out of it, then that's when that contract ends.
Yeah.
But if CBS extends it, that contract stays in place.
Yeah, so you've got all the way till, I guess, 2030 for that contract to expire. So we'll see what happens there. Now, I guess, what is, the Steelers head coaching job is got to be one of the ones that is the most coveted in all of the NFL because they are going to give you so much time to figure it out. Now, we have not seen one of their coaches step in and not have success in the first couple of years. Every one of those guys had, Chuck Noll gets there, has a rough first year, but then they draft Mean Joe Green, and then all of a sudden they go on and have this unbelievable dynasty run. Bill Cowher gets there after that, just a couple of years for him to build that team, and then bang, look at that. He's in a championship game in 94. He's in the Super Bowl in 95. He ends up winning the Super Bowl in 2005. Mike Tomlin steps in 2007. He's winning the Super Bowl in 2008. So those guys won right away. So we'll see who the next guy is. But, they went with young defensive guys in Cowher and Tomlin the last two times. There's young defensive guys in Jesse Minter and Chris Shula that are out there now. But whoever ends up getting that job, you would expect would get a long runway to figure it out because that's the way the Pittsburgh Steelers operate.
So Mike Tomlin, when he inherited that team of Bill Cowher's, he had a quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger. And, that helps the transition. That helps you be successful early on when you get there, kind of like Mike Vrabel, kind of like Ben Johnson. You get the quarterback, you get the team, built around them, and away you go. That's not the case in Pittsburgh right now. So whoever steps into these shoes may have a losing record for the first time in 19 years.
Sure.
I mean, and that could be something that I'm not saying that it would scare potential suitors away. I would just say that in the back of my mind, I would be thinking, so Tomlin replaced a legend and became a legend himself. How many times has that happened? Bill Cowher replaced a legend, became a legend himself. So it doesn't happen a lot.
No, I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, if you look at the best coaches in the history of the NFL, and you think a lot of them, you can't even name the guy who was there afterwards.
Well, how about Jimmy Johnson replacing Tom Landry? Now, that was real. I mean, do you remember how, I don't know if you remember, how controversial that decision by Jerry Jones was?
Sure, yeah, and then the two of those guys couldn't coexist, which was unbelievable with all the success they had.
They fell apart is basically what happened, and then they had the fortunate bad season that was allowing them to draft Troy Aikman.
Right.
So, and then everybody around Troy Aikman and that defense and the way that they built that team, it's got to be one of the greatest teams in the NFL history.
Yeah, great dynasty. So that is one example, Landry into Jimmy Johnson. But could you say, who was the first guy after Don Shula? Can you even name that?
Is Jimmy Johnson?
Right after Don Shula?
I think it was. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So Jimmy
but that
Johnson
didn't work out so well.
Jimmy Johnson did it
that
twice.
Did not work out so well. He and Dan Marino were oil and water.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
so it worked in Dallas, didn't work there.
Right. Well, because he had Troy Aikman as a young guy, and it was his guy.
Sure.
He was inheriting a legend in Dan Marino who still wanted to play like the 25-year-old Dan Marino, but wasn't.
Yeah.
And Jimmy wanted to run the offense through the running back like he did with Emmitt Smith, and Dan wasn't having that.
Now that we're going through this, maybe there are a couple more examples than we even thought. Is Eddie reminded me of a really good one as Tom Flores replaced John Madden, and then Tom Flores won 2 Super Bowls with the Raiders. So that's another one.
This is three pair of shoes that you're filling. You're filling Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
Oh yeah.
So I mean that's an incredible run by those three amazing coaches. And you sit back and you say to yourself, what would the Giants or Jets give for that kind of longevity of success? Where it gets to the point where the Giant fan and the Jet fan turns into a Yankee fan and expects the world at their feet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Giants had incredible runs, but it's always been choppy. It hasn't been playoffs every single year. It hasn't been the same head coach for 15 to 20 years. So, yeah, of course, especially the Jets. I mean, the Giants, we know, have Lombardis and great seasons and great postseason runs. And for the Jets. I mean, my God, they got the biggest playoff drought in the NFL right now. So
I saw somebody say something like Mike Tomlin to the Ravens, John Harbaugh to the Steelers. No, John Harbaugh to the Cleveland Browns and Kevin Stefanski to the Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing, too, like right now with these 8 other openings other than Pittsburgh, I mean, if Mike Tomlin wanted to go to Atlanta, wanted to go to Miami, I mean, Tennessee.
But
I mean any 3 of those teams, I mean, I would think would hire him in a heartbeat, just like they would hire John Harbaugh in a heartbeat, but John's got to make up his mind here.
Yeah, now Mike also, because he stepped down, isn't getting paid. Like, he's not getting fired. He had 2 years left on his deal. It's not like he got fired and can collect
he's gonna
that.
Get paid, right. It's exactly right.
So he's
made a lot of money.
I mean, I know he's made a lot of money, but at the same time, I mean, there's lifestyles that these guys get used to. He's not going to want to just take a full year off not getting any money at all.
How about this? So there were 9 head coaches either stepping down or being fired this year, right? So now let's talk about next year just for a second. We see all these teams. Which teams are going to be firing coaches next year?
Jets.
Okay, that's one. The Bengals. I think the Bengals now. I mean, they have. Believe it or not, the Bengals have stability, and hopefully Joe Burrow can make 17 games. And if he does, they should run roughshod over that division.
Indianapolis Colts, maybe.
Okay,
throw that in there.
Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, things are always weird with them.
Okay, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, no. Raiders, they're going to hire a new guy. Cowboys, Commanders.
Yeah, yeah. It's a possibility. I mean, weirder things happen this offseason. It's definitely a possibility.
Okay, Panthers, no. Bucks.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I mean, I would also say, I mean,
that's it. That's pretty much it. I think right now as we sit here.
And one of the teams that'll hire somebody this year will fire that person.
Maybe. I mean, it's happened a couple of times. Happened with Nate Hackett. Happened with Steve Wilkes.
And I think the Raiders have like 5 coaches in 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh. What a minefield that job is. Huh?
I support every decision Mark Davis makes out there.
You see, oh, man.
What?
I was going to say he likes P.F. Chang's, right?
Mm-hmm. And Supercuts.
It's Supercuts, right? I just saw where I think the Cheesecake Factory is going out of business.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah. I think
Come on.
Yeah, I think so.
That's not good. Too many menu items. That's the problem. How do you keep all that stuff fresh?
Check to make sure that I was right that I saw that.
That would be a travesty. News on the Cheesecake Factory. No,
nothing.
No.
Anything?
I mean, the first thing I see at Yahoo Finance is here's why Cheesecake Factory is a strong value stock.
Okay, then I'm wrong then. What year? When was that written?
1 day ago.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Fake news
Probably
said.
fake news said then.
5 days ago, the Cheesecake Factory ahead of Q4. Long-term trends are what matter.
And are they looking up or looking down? What's the average check at a Cheesecake Factory?
I mean, how many people?
How many are you getting drinks?
I'm just saying a couple.
A couple with drinks or no drinks?
Of course with drinks.
We talking lunch or we talking dinner?
We're talking dinner.
Dinner, drinks, Cheesecake Factory.
Before tip, at least, 85?
Yeah, I would say at the minimum 85. I was thinking with tip, $114.
Yeah.
That was what I got in my
P.F. Chang's more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know.
Where was that Cheesecake Factory that Carton always wanted to go to and it was always packed?
I don't remember.
Wasn't he always bitching and complaining about how crowded Cheesecake Factory was?
Yeah, well, the one time he called Cheesecake Factory as his assistant.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
to
exactly.
book a Cheesecake Factory, and it worked.
Yes, it did work.
Let's see. The Kung Pao Chicken Lunch Special.
Okay.
How much is that? Oh, it doesn't even tell me. It tells me where I could order it from on here. Yeah, I think P.F. Chang's might be a little more expensive. I don't know why.
I feel like it's a little bit more upscale.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
I mean, Cheesecake Factory's fine. I mean, they have an encyclopedia for a menu, don't they?
Oh yeah, it's too much. I mean that's why if they ever go out of business because of that.
It's like when you go to a diner in Long Island or New Jersey for that matter. I mean, you can get everything from baked clams to, I don't know.
All right, here you go.
Chicken pot pie.
Chang's spicy chicken, signature sweet spicy chili sauce, green onion, entree. What do you think?
I'm gonna say $23.50.
$18.50.
Okay.
Mongolian beef.
Ooh, beef. And it's Mongolian. Does it come with tariffs?
Sweet soy glaze, flank steak, garlic, green onion, entree.
That's a $24 one.
$21.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's probably here's one. Peking duck.
Peking duck.
If I'm going to P.F. Chang's, again, the Peking duck, crisp duck, julienne's vegetables, roti flatbread, chili paste, and hoisin.
What's hoisin?
I have no idea.
Okay, so this is a Peking duck?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'll say about $18.
$29.
Wow, the Peking duck? Wow.
$29.
Where do you think they get their duck from? You think it's a Long Island duck? Aren't we known for duck?
There's a lot of ducks on Long Island, yes. A lot.
We're not allowed to kill those ducks, though.
There's duck hunting on Long Island, yeah.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yeah. You know who loves a duck hunt is Jordan Davis. Loves a duck hunt.
He loves a duck hunt. Really?
It's like his favorite thing to do is the duck hunting.
Does he have the little quacker?
Yeah, he's got everything. I think he can even do it with his own voice. He goes, whatever they do. Yeah. How's it going? All right.
He should put that in one of his songs. I love the duck hunt.
He probably does.
Yeah.
All right. Now I feel like I have to just get a couple of the Cheesecake Factory plates, flatbread pizzas, view all categories, small plates, new menu.
See, the flatbread pizza is a good way to make some money because it doesn't cost that much to make.
Yeah, let's just see what a steak costs at because we got like a $22 steak.
We got a $29 duck.
Yeah,
Peking duck.
They don't put the prices on this one.
Have you ever driven through Chinatown down here and get the ducks hanging in the windows and stuff?
Yeah,
I don't know if I could eat.
Where are those ducks coming from?
I don't know where they're coming from, and I don't know if I could eat them.
Isn't that how COVID started?
What, with a duck?
Was it
Poultry market?
It was a bat, right? Well, I mean, unless it was the lab, the lab leak.
It was over in China.
But you said Chinatown and
I'm
a market with a duck.
Have you ever? When we leave the city, we go through there.
Sometimes I do, yeah.
Yeah, and you see all that stuff hanging in the window.
Yeah, that's how it was a wet market in Wuhan that had a bat.
I don't think
apparently.
they're wet markets. I just think it's a market with a duck hanging.
What
down.
makes a market wet as opposed to not wet? Right? We used to use that like we knew what it was. It was a wet market in Wuhan.
I think maybe something about the state of the food in terms of like how much it's been prepared before, perhaps. Okay. That would just be a guess.
Pepper steak.
Pepper steak, where's this?
Back at P.F. Chang's. Pepper, garlic sauce, flank steak, onion, bell pepper.
$21.
$18.
God dang it. I mean, I'm around. Right?
You're close.
Yeah.
You're close. All right, Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.